congratulations to each of our nominees. Welcome. And I want to say a special thank you to Ms. Baker for her commitment to serve. Her intellect and her integrity is matched only by her deep and abiding commitment to public service. And I was fortunate to benefit from her advice and counsel. She is precisely the kind of person that we should all hope agrees to serve in our government. Mr. Girton, I would like to start with you today. There's something I'd like to be able to ask about, and that is the annual report published by the Director of Operational Test and Evaluation. This is one of the most important report cards for determining whether or not our weapons are working. The Section 809 panel, created by Congress to streamline and improve defense acquisition, found that the annual report, and I'm going to quote here, assists with both the office's internal success and the ability of Congress to exercise proper oversight. Now, this is where it's important to me to get some commitments from you. There's always pressure to keep elements of this report away from the public. So, Mr. Girton, do you agree that this report must remain available to the public to the maximum extent possible?
So, Senator, transparency on how our weapon systems are doing is especially important so the public knows that we're doing a good job with the money we have or where we're not quite living up to our expectations. I commit to you that we'll have an unclassified report. I'll also assert that some of the stuff might be a little sensitive, that perhaps might be better suited for like a classified appendix of that sort of thing. Be happy to work with you on one of the balance points of those.
Good. So I take that as a yes, to the maximum extent possible.
Maximum extent possible.
Good. And do you commit to this committee that you will make this report and other reports from your office publicly available to the maximum extent possible?
To the maximum extent possible, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. That's very important to me. Now, one way to keep information from the public is to use pseudo-classifications like for official use only, which means that the information is not deemed to be classified, but it's still restricted from public view. So let me ask you another question on this. Do you commit to avoiding the use of designations, such as for official use only, for the unclassified portions of the operational test and evaluation reports?
Senator, to the maximum extent possible, yes, but I think there's might be some policy issues we might have to work out with Congress to make sure that the information is provided as unclassified and public released, but also not sensitive in some way.
All right. Well, we might have to talk through what sensitive means, because if it's not classified, then I think the public, generally, the presumption should be that the public has a right to know, and that's the commitment I want from you, to the maximum extent possible.
Yes, Senator.
Okay. And then my final question on this, do you commit to notifying this committee if you believe that your work is being wrongfully restricted or pseudo-classified or over-classified?
Senator, if there are any restrictions that don't make sense or not in the interest of the country, I'll make sure that we communicate that with this committee.
Good. I very much appreciate that. I plan to hold you to these commitments, and I look forward to working with you to ensure maximum transparency from your office. I think that's how both of us will better serve the American people. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Warren. Senator Blackburn, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to each of you for being here today.